Okay, welcome back. If you remember a few videos ago in this series, I showed you a pretty quick and easy way using the Quick Mission Generator to begin working on your gunnery skills from scratch. And hopefully what you're going to find is that after running that a few or half a dozen or maybe a dozen times, if you're intensely focused on this process, you're going to come back and say, I think I've pretty much figured out how to shoot down my own side's aircraft flying information and not reacting to bullets. Well, as Sean Connery said so well, some things don't react well to bullets. Uh, and that would be enemy planes. So that's the next step. And we're going to change how exactly we're engaging and setting up the mission so that we're teaching target prioritization. What do I mean by that? Essentially, you need to develop a way of selecting which target, when there are multiple, gets your bullets. That's going to be a process that needs to be very closely tied to how you determine threat. Now, level of threat is determined by categorization or prioritization structure, which I would say has 3 levels. Number 1, is the target shooting at me? Because if it's shooting at me, then I should be absolutely shooting at it unless there are 2 targets shooting me, which would then push to the second level of threat categorization, which is direction of travel and speed. If one target of 2 shooting me is flying in a manner that makes it more vulnerable or more likely to be hit by me, that makes it the best target. And given 2 or more targets, both traveling in an absolutely optimal direction, speed, and firing at me, then your third level of prioritization should be previous damage. If one of 2 targets or more targets is doing all those things, but it is damaged in a noticeable way, smoke, flying erratically, you can see holes all over its elevator's control surfaces, or maybe you suspect that the pilot is wounded, then that should be your target. Your target is always the plane that is most likely to be successfully engaged and forced to disengage from its pursuit of your aircraft. Make sense? Alright, so now I'm going to set up this mission and kind of step through how to do this and run a target prioritization exercise. Whether you're flying German or Entente, what you want to do is pick an aircraft, of course, that is capable of carrying the guns that you're working, Entente or Central. And if you're working the Central, then I would suggest you have 2 aircraft choices for these exercises. Halberstadt 180s, specifically, or the Gotha. And for the Entente, then you want to be working either the RE8 or the Handley Page. Now the reason for the Handley Page and the Gotha are fairly obvious and straightforward. They're big planes, they have multiple seats, they have special nuances such as the trough on the Gotha or the Handley Page having the ventral and dorsal gunner positions, as well as that tail that can be a little difficult to shoot through without damaging it. But why the other planes? I would suggest using both of those because they are the flying crates for both sides at this point. The ricketiest, most likely to be damaged significantly during your training. If you can defend either of these aircraft successfully during these missions without dying, that's an accomplishment. And it says that you're really learning something here, rather than just putting bullets in the air and praying that they're going to land successfully on your targets. So since I'm going to demonstrate this flying central, then I will pick a Halberstadt 180 here. And now for my opposition, that will depend again whether I am flying Entente or Central. When you are flying against an Entente opposition, then your target drone of choice should be the SPAD 150, the SPAD 7, 150 horsepower. And we're going to put in 10. Yes, that's right, 2 flights of 5, 10. You should start on veteran difficulty for these planes. Now, I do have a specific reason for selecting the SPAD as the target drone of choice for my exercises. That's not something I'm going to go into today in this video, but you'd be welcome to ask me, and I will give you a good answer. Now, for the rest of the mission setup, we're going to set ourselves at 2,000 meters. That's a good altitude for this exercise. We want it to be off the ground. We want the pursuing planes to have a ways to go before they fall out of action from the fight. And the mode will be an escape, so that they are chasing us. And they will start, if you see this slider down here at the bottom, they will start at approximately a distance of 0.5 kilometers away. And as far as height, they should be given at least 200 or 300 meters of extra height over us. So we're starting the mission with the attacking aircraft in a clear advantage position, which is what we want. Okay, so we're now in game. I'm going to switch into the rear seat, and if I look right up on my 6, my high 6, oh boy, look at all those attacking planes about to engage me. Now, if you've not already figured this out, the reason that I set it up this way is that what's going to immediately happen when you see it is that some of these aircraft are going to start jockeying and diving for position on me. And what we're going to get is we're going to get multiple aircraft setting up for attack runs on me at the same time, which leads to ding 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 target prioritization. So here comes the first one. But you'll see that there are multiple ones coming in at relatively uneven intervals, but both heading in towards me at the same time. And now I'm going to start engaging them as they approach. See, I've got a couple smoking. Oh, and I'm badly wounded. Well, this one's not going to end up well. If you survive this, and let me be clear, you survive this not necessarily by downing all aircraft. You survive this by simply running away from this fight with all aircraft that are attacking sufficiently damaged so that they can no longer fly and maintain flight behind you and kill you. If you're able to do that, then you're doing really well, and it's time to up the difficulty to ace against these targets. And of course, being unable to see makes it hard to see if they're shooting, so that adds a nice another level of difficulty here, what I'm doing. But you think you get the general idea with what I'm trying to do here. That's another one smoking. But this is how you set it up, and this is how you run the exercise. And that one I missed entirely reloading, and there's another one. Yes, make sense? See what we're going for here? You'll have fun with it, and don't expect to live. You normally won't. You'll be very lucky if you do.